For those of you who don't know me, I'm Walter Kraft, Vice President for Communications. And I'll just real quickly go over our agenda for this afternoon. We're going to have brief opening remarks from four people. The Vice Chair of our Board of Regents, Mary Trader-Lang. The Chair of our Search Committee, Regent Michelle Crum. Interim President Donald Lochnow will make a brief opening statement, and then as will Dr. James Smith, and then we will open it up to questions and answers. So with that, we are passing out copies of the employment agreement, so you all have that, and we want to be forthright and transparent about everything, so you have that for your review. And with that, I will ask our Vice Chair and Regent, Mary Trader-Lang, to step up and give her opening remark. And then we'll open up to questions after everybody's done.
Good afternoon. This is a special moment in our 167 years of history of the university. As we elect Dr. Smith as our 23rd president, he brings extraordinary energy, vision, and experience to this role. I join the entire Eastern Michigan community, students, faculty, staff, alumni, and supporters, in welcoming Dr. Smith to a special place that emphasizes teaching, student-faculty engagement, and student success. I am confident that the campus community will enjoy getting to know and working with Dr. Smith as we continue to move this great institution forward. I also wish to extend the board's sincere gratitude and appreciation to Don Lochnow as he continues to lead us during the coming months in his capacity as interim president.
Hello, everyone. Dr. Smith's selection represents the culmination of a process that drew an outstanding field of candidates, including many sitting presidents and provosts. The process was rigorous and difficult. I'm going to be happy to sleep soon. Yielded an exceptional result. I wanted to note the outstanding work of the Search Advisory Committee. We could not have done this without them. They were fabulous. They helped identify the finalist candidates, and they contributed greatly to the successful completion of this process. We understand that some of the faculty are not pleased with the confidential search process. However, we are very much looking forward at this time and have tremendous respect for the esteemed and talented faculty here at Eastern. We remain respectful of the process of shared governance. And in fact, I've been in a coffee shop for the first 3 hours this morning talking to deans and faculty. I really do hope that we're going to be able to work really well together in the future.
Hello, I'm Don Lochnow, and as a member of the Search Advisory Committee, from the very beginning, the opportunity to meet Dr. Smith, it was very clear that his engaging personality, his intelligence, his integrity, and his enthusiasm for Eastern Michigan University would be a wonderful match. The other part that's really important to know is that he has a very deep and broad experience in higher education, including his current role as a sitting president of Northern University. We will welcome him and look forward very much to his being here, and especially look forward to working collaboratively as we prepare for the transition and his arrival in early July. With that, Dr. Smith.
First of all, thank you all for being here. For a guy from South Dakota, it's always nice to see a little snow in the background. I feel just at home. Let me say first that I believe this is a truly outstanding opportunity. I have, from the moment that I heard from Parker Search that I had been nominated for this position, I began digging into Eastern as it currently is and as it has been historically, and I found nothing but wonderful things. I saw wonderful opportunities, and I saw truly a terrific curriculum that will draw students and continue to draw students from the non-traditional sector, the traditional sector, students coming nationally and internationally to Eastern, and we want to continue that and continue to move it forward as powerfully as we can. I'd also say that I'm looking forward to meeting the faculty, I'm looking forward to meeting the staff, and probably most of all, because I see a student, I look forward to meeting with the students and having an opportunity to engage with them. It is the greatest delight of a president to be able to work with students, hear of their dreams, hear of their aspirations, hear of what tomorrow will be for them, and to know that we played a part in that, not as a president, but as a faculty, as a staff, and as a university. And that's the real joy in being in this position. As Dr. Lopnow said, I've been a president for the last 6.5 years. It's been a place where I can know students, and I want to carry that forward with me as I'm here at Eastern Michigan University. And I'd be remiss not to say thank you to Don. He's been a wonderful colleague, and also has been a tour guide and a driver in my last trips here. And as we all know, as president, the regents expect other duties as assigned, and I guess that was one of your other duties. So thank you all very much, and I look forward to seeing some of you at the reception in about 30 minutes. Thank you.
Open up questions. I know we answered everything in our opening remarks,
You
right?
did such a great job.
So good. Yes.
I have a question for Dr. Smith. When you come into office on July 1, what is the first big issue that you would like to tackle?
I don't know that I have an issue. The first things that any president wants to do is to learn the players, to learn the people, to learn more about the institution. I don't see a single issue out there. Certainly there will be issues that will crop up between now and July 1. But the game plan for me is to learn people, learn programs, learn the key players, and try to assess the situation as it is and think about how to move it forward to that next place.
David?
Dr. Smith, you have a background in education. Obviously, Eastern's known for that. There's been some controversy here over the last year and a half, or the last several years, sorry, about the involvement in the EAA in Detroit and the mix of that. Just wondering what, as you studied up on the issues surrounding Eastern, what your take was, and going forward, what you see Eastern's role in Michigan's education landscape being?
Let me answer the first question first, and then I'll do the second part. Regent Fitzsimmons said earlier that I asked a lot of questions when I interviewed, and I asked the regents that question about the work that was being done in Detroit. And I have to say, to a regent, I think the phraseology would be, we wanted to do the very best we could for the children that we thought needed the most. That doesn't mean that Regent Stapleton's statement to the press a week or so ago wasn't correct also. Sometimes you do things and they don't work. And then you have to be bright enough to know to exit. And I think that's what we've seen in this process. Eastern has a history of being a great, now I'm into the second part of the question, has a history of being a great teacher education, educational leadership, counseling institution, and I will continue to give every ounce of my effort to make that happen. The national picture for Eastern is very, very positive. I've known faculty here for a number of years. I am an ed policy person by training. I've known faculty here for more than 20 years and have engaged with them. So I think there's a very bright future, and I will do anything and everything I can to continue to propel what was once a teacher's college to continue to be a university that prepares really great teachers, administrators, and counselors.
Yes, Kim.
Dr. Smith?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Morning.
Could you share
Afternoon.
And alone.
Could you share with us what you think are going to be your top one or two challenges here when you come to the university? You obviously have done some homework, so what do you think are going to be some of the biggest challenges you face?
That may fit with the first question, but I can give you a little clarity. We have a number of interim positions, And I think it'll be important for me as an incoming president to work with interim President Lopnow and look at how we're going to fill those. There's obviously an interim provost in place now. How that will transition into a national search, or what that may be, or what that may become. I know there's a chief diversity officer position that's being advertised or has been advertised, and I certainly would want to play a role in selecting those individuals. The president's cabinet is incredibly important to being able to move an institution forward. So you want those players in place as quickly as you can, or as effectively as you can. Sometimes quick is not always effective. Maybe you stay with an interim another year or so in order to decide what that next step is. Those will be things that I would be concentrating on, not only July 1st and forward, but from tomorrow, or maybe even late today, until July 1st.
Amanda?
I spoke to faculty here, and they've expressed that there's a need to rebuild the relationship between faculty and administration at EMU. Have you dealt with any similar tensions between faculty and administration in your past positions?
Life as a university president is robustly filled with tension, and I don't say that being humorous, it's just true. My belief is that collaboration is always the answer to success. An old adage, there's a reason that the Supreme Being gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. I will listen. I will be as collaborative as I can be. I will certainly understand that some people will say, I didn't like this in the past, and I will be pretty candid in saying, but I wasn't here in the past. So we're going to move forward, and we're going to do the very best things that we can. And if there's bridge building that needs to be done, I'll work very hard at being that bridge builder. Yes, sir.
There has been some criticism of the selection process that people were saying was too secretive, not open enough. Did you agree with the process, and do you worry about the what people may think of how you were selected?
Closed searches are not popular on campuses, and I think we know why. All of you have done homework and have interviewed folks. I can say this, as a candidate, we don't get to choose whether they're open or closed searches. We get to choose whether we think the institution is a place that is a good fit with who we are. And as I said earlier, I was nominated. I have no idea who nominated me, but whoever that person is, since we have media cameras here, thank you. I'm forever grateful. When Parker Search first called me, I told the young man that called, Jacob Anderson, that I'll do some homework and I'll get back with you. And I did look at all the elements of Eastern before I decided to be an applicant. And whether that was a closed search or an open search, I would have done it that way. But remember, the candidates that enter into a closed search, I think, even have more love or respect for the institution, because we know there's going to be tension surrounding that process. I had to be committed to the institution. I didn't have to worry, in my mind, of the closed or open nature of the search. I had to worry more about, would I be a good fit with the institution? Would I be a good fit with the Regents? Would I be a good fit with Eastern as it exists? And again, back to the bridge building question, if that's the next step, that's what we'll do next. Yes, sir.
Ben Freed with the Ann Arbor News. I know you've spent time at Mid-American Conference institutions, and you've recently been president of a school that plays in Division II athletics. How important do you see athletics to being a part of the university's mission and a part of the university experience?
The Regents know what I'm going to say. They're talking back there. They know what I think athletics and fine arts are the front porch of every institution. And when I say that, that sounds jargonish, but the truth is that people will know Eastern Michigan University for the basketball game tomorrow far more than they'll know something going on wonderfully in the biological sciences lab. So we have to be aware that it is the front porch. There are people that only come to Eastern to see softball or baseball or football or basketball, or to see the huge Skinner pipe organ be played. They don't know the other things that are going on within the university. So you have to be attuned and aware of Division I athletics. putting on the very best fine arts performances that you can, because that's your audience base. The distinction between Division I and Division II, the Division II conference that we're in, Northern State is in a very competitive conference, and we don't see ourselves as a second level competitor. So I think we understand athletics, we understand recruitment. I don't think I'll ever understand all of the requirements for properly recruiting athletes, but that's why we have a staff that does that kind of work and the president does not. But certainly it's very, very important.
Anything else? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know you're still fairly new here, but the state just received a new proposed budget for higher education. There's supposedly some restoration of funds that we've been losing in recent years, but that's always a perennial issue here. I mean, do you think that the state is amply committed to the institution? Will tuition remain a contained cost over time for students?
Let me answer that in a global sense because I've not seen the proposal for the state of Michigan. Many, many years ago when I was an undergraduate, if you took most states in the United States, it was 70% of an undergraduate experience was funded by the state, 30% was funded by the student. That has literally flipped nationwide today. So when someone says to all of you as media experts, why does tuition rise as it has risen? There is your answer. The contribution from the state that was very, very large at one time is becoming smaller and smaller. And if you look at the arc of those two curves, you know, there was a point in probably 2007 or 2008 nationwide where the state went below the student and the students moving forward. Now, given that, is there elasticity to a point where it's going to break, that the student can't afford that educational opportunity? I think that is true. I don't know where that breaking point is. But I will say I have looked deeply at the scholarship package that Eastern Michigan has been able to provide students, and I'm very impressed. There is a tremendous commitment on behalf of the regents and on behalf of the administrative team and the entire university to make Eastern as cost efficient as it can be. And I don't know what year it was that was 000, but that was very unheard of when that was being done. So we will be mindful of cost, as any institution that serves the constituency that Eastern Michigan does has to be.
Any further questions?
I have one real
Yes.
quick. Just to go kind of off the two last questions, back to athletics. According to a USA Today article, the university is 83% subsidized. Do you have any plans to try and cut that number down a little bit?
I have not met with the athletic director yet, but my guess is that she has plans to make that change. That's not a comfortable number for athletics. It's not a comfortable number for the president. It's not a comfortable number for the regents. That being said, one doesn't fix things like that in a day. It will take time. The best way to see that happen nationwide is to get larger and larger donor bases to support athletics. And again, I've not met with the athletic director, but I have to believe that she understands that and she understands the importance of that. It's hard, the Mid-American Conference question, it's hard to charge $300 for a ticket in the Mid-American Conference. It's not in other athletic conferences. So the ticket price is not going to be the answer. The answer is going to be doing foundation work, doing gift work, and recommitting former athletes and supporters of athletics to really give to bring that number up on the athletic side and down on the part of the general contribution from the university.